we've been discussing this graphic right here and the idea of basically aligning. And really, at least 70% of the problem of supporting different standard set is alignment. At least 70%, probably more. I'll go back to the point that I made about whether or not your parent, your master set of standards, and if your master standards are big, then obviously you're going to cover more. If your master standards are small, you're going to cover less. But a large part is going to be about alignment. So basically, ACTFL covers many of the same standards that CEFR covers. There just may be some that they do cover, which CEFR doesn't, and some that they don't cover, which CEFR does. But that's going to be a small amount. I would say 30 is being overly pessimistic, 30%. I'm thinking it's more like 80% there's overlap. And ACTFL will have a smaller body of actual targets. Right? Now, ACTFL, it schedules differently. It schedules the assessments differently than CEFR schedules. It may cluster things differently. It may take the content and bend it to a different purpose. And that's where you get the alt support, you know. But as far as alignment goes, let me just jump into a teacher's account here and discuss how GEC does alignment. It's basically inside the calendar. Let me go to this calendar for this class, and you'll see that the lessons have been scheduled. Now, this is not the same order that they appear in the course libraries. Remember before we showed you course libraries and standards libraries. This is a different scope, a different sequence, and a different schedule. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about alignment. That's all we're talking about. Okay. Now, whatever aligns is going to align. You just set up a new schedule and you save that template. All right. So what I mean by template is here we have, this is a dual high school diploma program for students in Japan. And if you go to the template here and you look at the public templates, here is the PDDP program. And this template can be redeployed to a new set of students and given a new start date and used over and over and over again. So in a large sense, really all that we're doing when we're supporting a different standards body is creating one of these schedules that are, that are appropriate. And you see we got the test right here. We can do the ACTFL tests, we can do the TOEFL tests, we can do the CEFR tests. Whatever type of tests we want, we schedule them right in. And when you look at the difference between CEFR and ACTFL, right? So here you've got, I've actually written it down, you've got interpretive maps to reception in CEFR. Interpretive in ACTFL maps to reception in CEFR. Interactive in ACTFL maps to interaction in CEFR. Presentational maps to production in CEFR. And communication maps to communication in CEFR. And you'll find an immense amount of overlap. And you're basically teaching the same thing. If you're thinking of standards as simply from the measurement perspective, see number 3 right here, then it's just like if you have a turkey, it's cooked, and you're going to measure how hot it is. You can use Fahrenheit, or you can use centigrade, or you can use Kelvin. You're still measuring a cooked turkey, right? So people who freak out about standards alignment, it may be that they've not really worked with the standards very much, or they're usually freaking out for no reason. But again, at least more than 70% of the problem comes in realignment. Now that's given that your master standards body is at least as large as your alternative. If your master body is larger than your alternative, then this number is going to go up. You'll have 80 to 85% alignment. Now, if during the alignment between this and this, we decide that we want to author some more stuff, some more of this 30% that may be missing, then this number will go down. Then the next alignment, we have this, see this master body will go up, because now we've included standards from here that were not in the original. So all we're doing at any given time is just strengthening our own corpus when we decide to author some new materials. So if I go back to here, and we've talked about building the standards bodies and then multi-tagging, right? We've talked about assembling content, scoping and sequencing and scheduling the content. Next we talk about authoring, because in this case we may want to author some new material.